Three federal judges are listening to more arguments today.
Yeah, those arguments have to do with the state's newly passed congressional district map. The new map is expected to help Republicans pick up 5 additional seats in the U.S. House of Representatives.
Civil rights groups and dozens of Black and Hispanic voters are challenging it, saying the map dilutes their votes. So a 3-judge panel is deciding if that map can be used in the 2026 midterm elections.
KVUE's Daniel Perot is live at the Texas Capitol with the latest on this high-stakes trial. Daniel.
Mark and Ashley, the debate has shifted from the Capitol behind me to a federal courtroom. This trial is the first major test for the new congressional map, and now that it's in a courtroom, the arguments are shaping up differently. A legal battle could help determine who has control of the U.S. House. A panel of federal judges in El Paso is weighing whether Texas's new congressional district map that boosts Republicans is constitutional.
If you had a racial goal, there is a federal constitutional bar to engaging in racial gerrymandering.
The plaintiffs, made up of civil rights groups, including the League of United Latin American Citizens, or LULAC, want the court to stop the state from using the new map in the midterms, arguing it strips voting power from Black and brown voters.
The argument for that proposition is that the legislators improperly made use of race as an objective behind the redistricting.
State lawmakers redrew the map with the goal of adding 5 more Republican seats at the request of President Donald Trump.
Texas is now more red in the United States Congress.
Lawyers for the state say the map was drawn without regard for race and instead for partisan gain, which is legal.
It's hard for them to take the position that this map was always about partisanship when they initially said it was about race.
Back in July, state Republican leaders cited a letter from the Justice Department as a reason to redraw the map. That letter said some of the current districts were drawn based on race. Since then, Republicans and lawyers for the state have downplayed it. David Frumkin, an assistant professor at the University of Houston Law Center, says it's usually hard to prove maps were drawn to disenfranchise minority voters, but the letter makes things easier.
It's quite unusual for state officials to say directly that they have a racial goal.
As the plaintiff's lawyers try to sow doubt about the intentions behind the map's creation, the state's expected to call the man who drew the map, Adam Kincaid, to testify next week. The judges in El Paso plan to hear arguments until October 10th. It's not clear when they plan to issue a decision, but the clock is ticking here because December 8th is the deadline for candidates who went to file to run for a spot on the ballot in the midterm elections to file for that spot. Now, if you're wondering about the makeup of the judges in this case, they were appointed by both Democrats and Republicans. Senior District Judge David Guadarrama from the Western District of Texas was appointed by Barack Obama in 2011. Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals Judge Jerry E. Smith was appointed by President Ronald Reagan in 1987. And District Judge Jeffrey Brown from the Southern District of Texas was appointed by President Donald Trump in 2019. If the court does issue a preliminary injunction, they could keep the 2021 map in place for the 2026 midterm elections. But one wrinkle here is that this same group is that it's suing over the new map, is also suing over the 2021 map. So the judges could end up ruling on both those cases at the same time.